make sure you're subscribed with notifications on.
What is up to all DC fans? This has been a magical ride for the last couple weeks of the Superman film production in Cleveland.
Cleveland! This is for you!
We spent a lot of time at Lord Tech Field, home of the Metropolis Meteors of the Superman animated series. I've been having such a blast, y'all. Like, shout out to the new viewers that's finding this platform. It's really given this avenue a lot of life for me because I love the DC universe. I grew up on it, and just to find people, that's saying, hey, let's see what happens with this DC world and let's talk about it and break it down. This has really been a joy. Before we get to the new shots that we've got this past day for the Superman film, San Diego Comic-Con, we talked about a story about some merch for DC. I did a Supergirl story, my last video, saying rumored the Woman of Tomorrow shield. Well, according to now an official listing of DC merch for San Diego Comic-Con DC shop, it says Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow t-shirt. Now, of course, you're gonna have some that's gonna be skeptical, say, hey, well, maybe this is the comic book, the Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow comic book, right? That was a 2021 Tom King run. I guess why were they resurrected for the Comic-Con for 2024? I don't know. I mean, it seems like this is more. This is what I would say. Is this going to be the official shield of Millie Alcock Supergirl? We don't have, a definitive answer with that. I think with the announcement of the new DCU, James Gunn DCU, and the Supergirl project based off of the Tom King 2021 comic run, it's made that comic book run more popular. And I think they're capitalizing off of that. Is this the name of the DCU Supergirl film? Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow? It seems like it is, but is that what they're really going with? So we shall see. We shall see. There's other nice merch ideas. Now, I will be in San Diego Comic-Con the Friday, Saturday sessions, mostly Saturday of that weekend of San Diego Comic-Con. This is my first Comic-Con appearance, so I will be getting footage for DC fans. I mean, there'll be some Marvel stuff and stuff like that. That's cool. But it starts with DC over here. So I'll definitely be trying to get some good footage for y'all. And we'll do a preview show before I go out there and recap. We'll do a show while I'm there as well, too. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to have a lot of fun with that. But I'm on the merch. You got the Corn Sweat Superman shield. It's actually a nice looking shirt, to be quite honest with you. Amongst other things, Creature Commandos has merch as well. You also have the Superman shield for the hat. Now that Batman 89 hat is very serious. That's very serious right there. So I gotta really consider getting that Batman 89 hat and maybe the DC logo hat as well too, because it's all about DC overall. Outside of that, that's catching people's eyes are the Wonder Woman anime t-shirt. What Wonder Woman anime? Like what? That's interesting. It's like, what is this supposed to mean? That there's a Wonder Woman anime shirt. Out there they said, James Gunn actually answered a question. This is like months ago, probably last year. Talking about, hey, you're gonna do a Wonder Woman, animated series, or what's going on? We haven't heard of a new Wonder Woman for the new DCU. If you're going to do a new Wonder Woman for DCU to play Wonder Woman for 8 to 10 years, probably, 1 or 2 solo films or multiple team up films, whatever. She was Mary Marvel in the Shazam franchise. If I'm going to name someone, I say, hey, you may want to get her for that, right? But as far as the Wonder Woman anime, we'll see. We got the Paradise Lost, which is the Amazon series, kind of like a Game of Thrones Amazon approach. I'm all for it. Hopefully it's some George Lopez vibes to that for the Amazonians overall on Themyscira. So we'll see what happens with that overall as well too. But that caught a lot of people's attention. Wonder Woman anime. On top of that as well too, there's some gaming news. Let me kind of revert over to just a little gaming news of Wonder Woman, since we're talking about what's going on with this. It's been a long rumor of this Wonder Woman game. Been screenshots put out there. They've been talking about this game for about 3 years at this point now. What's going on? People claiming it's going to come out soon, or more information soon. Maybe Comic-Con is the venue to update us on what's going on with the Wonder Woman game. According to a rumor, and this is rumor, extra rumor, this game may be in James Gunn's DCU. This may be James Gunn's introduction of Wonder Woman to the world, his DCU Wonder Woman. Okay, now what is this game supposed to be? Supposed to have Wonder Woman, some hints of Aquaman in this film. Now this will fit again with this new DCU. We don't know who the new Wonder Woman or Aquaman is. So if Gunn wants to use this as a game they already been working on and say, hey, let's make this a part of the DCU, and this is a new Wonder Woman, I'm not mad about that. I'm not mad about that at all. He's supposed to have Amazo in the, as far as villains, Amazo, Hercules, Medusa, Cersei, and more. It's an open world game, and I am all for this. I would say if James Gunn is smart, if he is, I say make this a part of your DCU world, man. Why not? I think this is a layup, is what we call this in the streets. We shall see. There's been a massive release for DC Animated Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 3. It's been a trilogy. The trilogy has closed as of today. It's available digitally. I got a chance to watch it. I got a chance to soak in all the DC goodness of this trilogy. I will say, Part 1, it was a little clunky start to it because of the story aspects of it. They really didn't. If you were real general to DC watching Part 1, I think you would have been a little lost. You'd been a little lost in Part 1. Part 2 of this Crisis animated trilogy, just clunky. I hate to use the same word here, clunky. Like, it just, Part 2 of this, it felt like Part 2 should have been a part 1, and maybe that would have made Part 1 better if you combined Part 1 and 2 of the animated films. But anyway, now we have the trilogy, so just watch it all together. You take about 5-6 hours of your life and watch this. And Part 3 is everything this was building up to be. Ultimate DC goodness is what we got with that. And one thing a lot of people are talking about and will continue to talk about is the final words of Kevin Conroy as Batman. If you're a DC fan, Batman fan, Batman animated series fan, watch Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 3. This is definitely worth the watch. And rest in peace, Kevin Conroy. You were the greatest Batman ever. There'll be a few articles on this update of DCU news and leaks. Creature Commandos, as we all know, is kicking off the James Gunn DCU world, right? Creature Commandos animated project scheduled to come out this December of 2024. The EP says this series will be the first expression of James Gunn's DC universe, and we all expected that. We all expect that all along. They said he's really encouraged by this adaptation. And the quote continues, "We're considering that canon of obviously. You have Rick Flag Sr. in there. You got other characters that's going to cross over for sure to live action from animated, following Rick Flag Sr. It says, I think it expresses his perspective tonally on where he wants the universe to go. It's Suicide Squad, he says. He's done it. So this is that same energy. People aren't going to be surprised by what it is. So everyone ain't going to make it. Man, all these monsters ain't going to make it out here. That's going to heighten up the, I feel the tension and the stakes of this series. It says, I think they're going to be really encouraged to see how completely it's going to inform this new version of DCU, which I'm very excited about. This EP of the series seems to be very excited. Dean Lowry seems to be very excited about this new DCU and Creature Commando specifically. As it says, Superman wraps production in Cleveland. This is the final tilt of this. They've officially wrapped. It's been such a wonderful ride for me personally. A lot of people found this channel because of this Cleveland production and my coverage of it. And it's on to Cincinnati later this week. We're going to be covering that for sure. So we have a fresh article from yesterday showing new footage of the Superman film located in the Stag Industry building, hinting at maybe a possible villain. I don't know. We about to talk about it though. Before we do that, I definitely again appreciated all the support. One major thing to show your support is obviously make sure you subscribe, smash the like. I've seen a discrepancy of views and likes. We got to get that back up. If y'all want to be a part of that conversation over here, make sure you're smashing the like. Y'all already commenting like crazy, so continue that as well. Superman filming moves to Key Tower with the Justice League is back on set for this respective scene. And it says this day early filming took place inside the building labeled Stag Enterprises. If people know in the comics, Simon Stagg is a character that's directly connected with Metamorpho, Rex Mason. So this is interesting. This building is here. Are we going to see the origin of Metamorpho? Let's go on with the action that they caught in the scene. As it says here, not only Superman is there, but also the rest of the Justice League. That's Green Lantern, Guy Gardner, Mr. Terrific, and Hawkgirl were in the lobby. They were in the building. And it was a little green filter, so you couldn't really see everything of what was going on. It does say there was a moment where the extras were jeering Superman. What's going on there? What's the storyline, as far as what happened here? That's what we want to find out. We're going to find out when we see this film, but it's in Stag Enterprises. Superman, the Justice League is there. What's the only thing missing, folks? Metamorpho. I think we're going to see Metamorpho. I think we're going to see the origin of Metamorpho. And a lot of people are thinking we're going to see an iteration of the animated Justice League Metamorpho arc, where he starts off as a villain. That is my theory. The CGI monster they didn't want y'all to see, y'all running from, is it Metamorpho? We see Superman fighting Ultraman. You don't need no CGI for Ultraman. I don't think you need any CGI for Lex Luthor. Maybe Brainiac, Doomsday. I don't think we're getting that. I don't think we're getting Doomsday. I think Metamorpho is going to be the attack on Metropolis. That has been my theory. Shout out to, there's been a couple people in the comics that's theorized this. So I definitely agree with, how they're leaning with that. Metamorpho may be the destructive CGI monster that people have been running from in Cleveland, aka Metropolis, for a couple weeks. It says there's a destructive sequence where the extras react to a huge unseen CGI something that reminds people that's in Stag Enterprises. So James Gunn, you done tipped us off. This is Metamorpho. I'm fully on board with this theory. This is a popular episode where Metamorpho, long story short, Simon Stagg kind of double crosses Rex Mason, makes Rex Mason like a test subject, and he becomes Metamorpho, able to adapt and do everything. Metamorpho is very powerful against Superman because Metamorpho can adjust, his mass. So when Rex becomes Metamorpho, he kind of loses control and he becomes a terror, antagonist, and then eventually a protagonist in the comics because he's a part of the Terrifics. And I think Mr. Terrific's going to recruit him by the end of this film. They're bringing the action. You give me proper live action Metamorpho based off of the Justice League Unlimited animated series. Oh my goodness. Superman flies into theaters July 11th, 2025. Thank you, Cleveland, for your contributions to this. It has been a blast. I have had a blast. Again, just seeing all this coverage and really having a good time. We shall see. We shall see what's going to happen overall with the Superman production. Again, we'll be covering this when we get to Cincinnati, Ohio as well. Again, I won't be able to make that as well. Was that Thursday? Yeah, I won't be able to make it. But I'll be close. I'll be really close to Cincinnati. I'm close in Kentucky. But this is exciting. It's exciting for DC fans. Anything live action DC. They're putting money into this film, y'all. Let me know in the comments below. Appreciate y'all interacting with this content. We're going to keep giving y'all the latest in James Gunn's DCU news and leaks.